Hey everybody, welcome to the Obscure Toy Files. I'm your host Boggs. This is Boggs' hand. And today we're looking at Tonka's 1984 Super GoBots Baron Von Joy heroic GoBot figure. I got him last year or so. Last year at a store of $30. He's been used, obviously. He's not. This isn't like it's not an unboxing. I'm just checking it out in the package, and I've wanted to get this GoBot because GoBots and Transformers came out like around the same time. Like this like as you can see right here, copyright Tonka Core 1984. So Transformers came out in '84, GoBots came out in '84. Why are Transformers around and GoBots went away? I think it's because Transformers had more character to them. There were tech specs with, there was a comic book. Bob Budiansky over at Marvel wrote up, file like tech specs on each character. They made those robotic toys from Japan characters, not just weird mech robot things. So I think GoBots really didn't do that because, as we're going to see now as we check out Baron Von Joy, who has the best name ever, there's just not a lot of personality to him except for that. So it's kind of funny. When you open it up, there's no tech specs and stuff, but we're going to look at the box. Now, this was out in '84, and this actually has an old Kmart sticker on the top, which I thought was cool. It's always interesting to see like old stickers on from stores from a long time ago. So that's the old Kmart. You can tell, like it's the older. Zoom in there, maybe get some good focus. No, don't want to focus in. Okay. Yes, it looks like it was $9.96 originally, and then it was on sale for $5.97. And you can see the other price, and there's a couple of stickers there. You can see the $9.97. So this thing, looks like there's a couple of stickers. So this thing had gotten knocked down a couple of times. People weren't buying Baron Von Joy, and I can't imagine why. I mean, the Super GoBots weren't bad. These were actually pretty decently sized. So that's the top of the package. You got some really cool box art where it's Baron Von Joy himself. And much like Ironhide and Ratchet from Transformers, some of these giant Super GoBots don't really have faces. Like some of the smaller GoBots have heads, faces, stuff like that. But the Super GoBots have like hoods for heads. Like this is his head here, technically. I mean, you really can't tell. I mean, you're looking at it like, what am I supposed to look at? Like, what is here? If he doesn't have visible eyes. Are those his eyes? Are those guns? I don't know. And then right down there, there's a guy driving the car. But is this art from Machine Robo from Japan, or did they just make it up? I have no idea. There's a... Oh, the focus isn't working. Focus! You don't want to focus immediately? Oh, here we go. The Porsche Turbo... The little Porsche symbol. There's a guy driving there. It's a cool looking dude. He obviously can't fit in this thing. But it's not a bad looking. The artwork's really awesome. Like, I don't know what's happening in the background, but clearly Baron Von Joy, he's either driving through some sort of post-apocalyptic wasteland, or he just blew something up. I don't know. Ages 5 and up, just so you're aware. This is the front of the box, so we're going to zoom back. You can see everything. There we go. Not there, this one. There we go. This is the front of the box. This side of the box, Baron Von Joy, friendly robot sports car. Well, with a name like Baron Von Joy, I would be expecting him to be friendly. There's the GoBot Command Center. I had this as a kid. Over the years, as I purged things out of my collection, it got sold, unfortunately. But I did really like that set. I thought it was cool. And there's some other GoBots. I think that's Defendor right there, that little tank. I have him. I don't know where he is, but I have him. And some other guys. I had that Spacey. I had him. I think I still do this. Tank. We'll see Tank today because I have him for a comparison later. There's like the original Psykill. I think that's Bug Bite. That might be that Tank, which we'll see on the other side. Proofs of purchase is all messed up. This box was used. Baron Von Joy, the back of the box, friendly robot sports car. Robots that turn into vehicles. Caution, GoBots are not recommended for children below 5 years old because they contain small parts which could be swallowed or inhaled. Carefully follow all instructions in order shown. Caution, do not force parts. Too much force is unnecessary and may cause breakage. Oh, okay. To go from vehicle to robot, carefully follow instructions in exact reverse order. Carefully, or else, kablooey, the end of the world. We're all going to die. Other side of the box, this is cool. We got some cross cells. So we see some other wacky fun characters. We're going to zoom in on them a little bit so we can see this a little clearer. There's Baron Von Joy. And there's Zemon, who is another friendly robot street machine. Defendor, who's using the wrong card back. That friendly robot. That's actually. I think that's actually Hair Fiend, which is another great name. And there's Bug Bite, enemy robot roadster. So it's like an evil version of Bumblebee, but with a giant part of a car for his head. And then there's Destroyer, who we saw in the back. He usually has a big tank cannon sticking out of his face. I don't know why I don't see it there. Enemy robot tank. And Psycho, enemy robot show car, which I actually had him as a kid and still do. He's very well played with, and he's loose and floppy as all get out. Copyright Tonka Corp, 1984. Trademark Tonka GoBots, owned by Tonka Corporation, made in Japan to the specifications of Tonka Toys Division of Tonka Corporation, Spring Park, Minnesota. And it says something else in, I think, some other language I can't pronounce. Bottom of the box is the same thing. Now with the Super GoBots boxes, which we're going to zoom back a little bit. Super GoBots. We go back a little bit. As I'm losing parts of the package. Oh my god. Yeah, this box is piece of crap. And there's Baron Von Joy himself hanging out. Baron Von Joy, friendly robot sports car. Go from robot to vehicle. Now we have a little blurb in here, which I can read for you fine folks, so you guys can pause and read it yourself. I'll read it in my cool radio voice. From the planet Gobatron, the robot invasion of Earth continues. With good and evil locked in mortal combat, the fate of millions hangs in the balance. So far, Leader One and all friendly GoBots have managed to contain the threats and schemes of their evil mechanical foes. Led by the demented Psykill, the enemy GoBots wish for nothing less than to use Earth and all its people to conquer Gobatron and all the planets of the solar system. As Psykill and Leader One attempt to outguess each other, conflicts continue to erupt. With each battle, Psykill and Leader One find they must recruit others of their kind. Psykill seeks the evilest beings on both Gobatron and Earth, while Leader One in turn must find the wisest of the friendly beings to combat Psykill's schemes. Evil is notoriously unpredictable, and unless good is very, very careful, the Earth will be lost. Beware of enemy GoBots. Da-da-da. Oh god, the drama. And that's all you get. There's no tech specs. You don't know who he is. They don't talk about him like is he a scientist, a warrior, a mathematician, a tracker, a marksman. Nothing. Which again isn't bad because it's a blank slate for you to imagine on. So, but I think the problem is when they're all like that, it kind of makes it hard for kids to really identify with them and go, "Oh, that guy's kind of like me," or "He was cool on the cartoon." So I don't even know if Baron Von Joy showed up in the cartoon. I don't think he did. So we're going to get him out of his package, which is a styrofoam block that'll never deteriorate. Thanks, styrofoam. I'll put Baron Von Joy's box over there. Then we're going to take the good Baron out. I'm going to do this in reverse order because he's a robot and he's going to turn into a guy. See if we can, yeah. I put something underneath here to help. This fabric is not good for standing flat, guys. So he comes with his cannon thing, which is this cool little weapon. You would think he'd hold it from this handle here, but no. There's that little tab on the back, which you might be able to see, because that little rectangular tab, that's how he holds it. So he just goes like this. Look at that. He's like, I'm going to get you guys. Now, these could be his eyes. I'm going to say they are, because there's no other reason for them to be there. I can't see any little guy driving in there. I see seats, though. So, obviously, there's this... I don't know what this was in Japan. I know a little bit about GoBots, but not very much. Even though I owned a lot of them as kids. You going to be able to stand up on this, buddy? Yeah, let's try it this way. We're going to do a little... Oh, my God, the set. The reality's broken. No! What's happening? Things are falling over. We're going to use this, because we need something flat to stand this guy on. Not that you guys can see it that much anyway. Boom. There we go. There we go. Perfect. This guy's not exactly built for posability. Now, Baron Von Joy here is articulated. His head, air quotes, can rotate in like in awkward angles or go back really far. That helps with transformation. So it's just like, this is his head. And then he has, his arms. They can move up and down. So he's got like 2 points of articulation, the shoulder and elbow. There's little ratchets, little teeny tiny ones. But again, this guy's was played with for a while, so some of his joints are a little on the floppy side, but there are some ratchets in there. Not that much, though. But here's the other, this chest is all die cast. I think the top is die cast, maybe. No, it's plastic. I think the body here is metal. Definitely the hood's metal. And that, while having metal stuff in these transforming robots is fun and good, the only downside to it is that it makes them very floppy because they're heavy. It's not like a plastic transformer. The joints just go to crap. This arm actually holds up pretty good. Like, that joint's pretty tight. And he's not a bad transforming robot. I mean, plus his name is, like, I imagine him sounding like, my name is Baron Von Joy. Ha 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 ha. Hello, renegades. I'm going to shoot you now. And it's like, what is it? Who is that? Like, how do you, like, Tonka, how do you sit there and pick the names out for these robots? The other ones I think I can understand, but why is he Baron Von Joy? He's a Porsche. I don't understand. I'm a car ignorant person. Are Porsches German cars? If they are, then I guess that makes sense. He's a Baron, so clearly he's a Baron from somewhere. And Von, I think, is German. So I don't know. I just think it's a wacky name. But that's why I had to get him, because I'm just like, his name is Baron Von Joy. I can't not get a transforming robot like that. So to turn Baron Von Joy into his cool Porsche car mode, take away his little gun, and we're going to follow those steps, but I know how to do it anyway. So we're just going to I'll just show you guys how this operates, because it's kind of trippy. So you pull his head back, that makes it do that. Then his entire cab section attaches to that. So it's like he splits in half. Then you take this and put that there. These fold up, and you can see all sorts of cool... Oh, interesting. So that's different inside. Let's see. Scale Robo Porsche Turbo Bandai 1984 Japan 1/37 scale. Cool. Yeah, so this was definitely like a Japanese line. That's probably where that art came from, honestly. Because I don't think it was made just for like GoBots. It's definitely new. Okay, and this is all metal here. This swings up. First you fold these legs back. Boom. Take this, fold that around. Fold that in there. And then these just kind of, they just tuck in like this. It's not very complicated. But real rubber tires, which is neat. And then, boom, we have... Oh, you can't see him. There we go. We have Baron Von Joy in his Porsche mode. As Few would say from Few's reviews, it does the do. It's a pretty good little car. Like, if you didn't know this was a transforming robot, you wouldn't be like, wait a second, is that a transformer? Or a GoBot, if you will? I guess it is a GoBot. It will GoBot somewhere. Now, this accessory is cool because this can still be used by him in vehicle mode, because it has these little clips here. It's almost like this is like a luggage rack, and it just clips on over the top like that. Boom. I don't know if it works the other way. Yeah, you can face both ways if you want. But if you like, this way he can drive around in attack mode, I guess. And then he has his little luggage rack. I have a luggage rack on top of my Porsche, and I'm going to mess up your day. Baron Von Joy. Get out of the way. Ha 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 ha. That's Baron Von Joy in vehicle mode. And we're going to bring in some other GoBots for scale. This is Tank, missing one of his guns, but this is a standard size GoBot. So you can see how they really are quite different in size. And Tank is not complicated to transform. I can do it with one hand because he's literally just a little tiny robot. I can put his gun in his hand too. He comes with another gun, but I lost that one a long time ago. So this is his only weapon right now. So there's Tank and robot mode, which took all 5 seconds. And then we're going to I'm going to move this back up here. Stand. And we're going to transform Baron Von Joy back into robot mode. But just going to look at his, it says Porsche 930 Turbo. Now, this is a good little Porsche. This is a nice little car. Like, it's not that bad at all. It's got like the Porsche logo on the hood, which I think were probably stickers. More stuff in the front. Cool headlights, which I think are chrome. Again, you can't really see inside. Looks like there's little guns in there or something. Which I think we saw those guns on the front box art right there. So I don't know, those guns don't come out. They're kind of just stuck in there. So again, to turn Baron Von Joy into robot mode, you just flip out his arms, and then his entire back section explodes. There's ratchets even on knees, but you're not really going to do. He's not going to do a lot of running positions. I mean, he's got knees technically, but he doesn't really do much of anything. Let me separate his head, air quotes, from the rest of him, which is not. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Didn't break anything. Good. Yeah, then this comes down here and clips into this part here. I think I did it right. Did I miss it? Oh, I did. There we go. There we are. Perfect. Okay, we're good. Yeah, so those laser things, you can't even get at them. But on there, you see them, which is interesting. I put Baron Von Joy's gun back in his hand. Or gun. Yeah, so you can see a super GoBot compared to a regular GoBot, and there really is quite the difference. But, what was interesting about the GoBots line is that, you really had the majority of the GoBots were these little small guys, and you really didn't have a lot of larger options. Like Transformers came in all sorts of sizes because they were, a combination of micro change and Diaclone, so you had a lot of different types of transforming robots all shoved into one, banner. I think with GoBots, it was mostly just Machine Robo, although I don't know about these. I have to look into the Super GoBots rather. We're going to put Tank over here. Hopefully he won't fall over. He keeps trying to want to. And here is Toxitron G2 Sideswipe, just for a size comparison. He's a deluxe Transformer from 2024, 2022, the mold. So you can see how Super GoBots are roughly they're pretty much they're comparable to deluxe Transformers in size, give or take. A couple half an inch or so. So not too bad. So they're not small. They made lots of them. They're basically very. You get them loose with the packaging. I figured I had to get Baron Von Joy. I saw him at a store. He was I think $30 last year. So we're not a bad price for him. He is what he is. He was played with, but the kid who owned him kept him in the box, which is fine. And should you pick up a Baron Von Joy of your own? For the name alone, it's funny. And if you can get him in good shape, go for it. I haven't really noticed any problems with him. I think he's a pretty stand-up, transforming GoBot, especially since I don't have a lot of the bigger Super GoBots anyway. He's a nice other one to add to my ranks. I do have Stacks. I can show you guys him. He's another Super GoBot that I've had since I was a kid. Fortunately, he saw much battle, and he lost part of one of his arms. But Stacks was pretty cool. He's got I play with him all the time, so he's a little floppy. His vents were his guns, but he lost his arm a long time ago. I think he goes like that. Maybe this? I don't know. Yeah, I think like this. We'll go like that. Yeah, but they're pretty good too. They're not bad toys. My problem is that I got them when I was young, and I played with them so much, so they're all floppy as hell. So I've never gotten a brand new GoBot in a very long time, so I don't know what they're supposed to do. I don't know how crappy they really are. Yeah, but so Super GoBots aren't bad. If you want to dabble in GoBots and feel like trying something different than Transformers, if you want something nostalgic and from the 80s, but you don't want to get an actual Transformer because maybe you bought all the Transformers, then I would recommend you go and look at GoBots. Super GoBots are a nice parallel to the larger Transformers that were out back then in 1984, like Sideswipe, Hound, all those guys. The Super GoBots would mesh well with those. And you could always play with them as you like. Use them for your own stories with photographs and whatnot, or just put them on display. Have fun with them. They're not bad toys. So this is Boggs signing off. Or no, it didn't make sounds. That's the other thing. GoBots didn't have transforming sounds. Oh, what was up with that? They should have. I can sit over there. Yeah, so this is Boggs from the Obscure Toy Files. This was, again, Tonka's Super GoBots from 1984, Baron Von Joy. Make sure you like and subscribe, comment below. I always like hearing from you guys. And if you could pick up one of these of your own, go for it. And I'll let Baron Von Joy send us off. I'm Baron Von Joy. Thank you for this review. Ha ha ha. Have a good night or day. Where am I going? These are my eyes? I can't see.